Everyone, we're gonna go into an I know. Just give me a minute. There might be a few bad puns and dad jokes thrown in here. If you guys are unfamiliar with the brand, that's your only warning. Yeah, there's gonna be an astonishing bit of gameplay here. We're gonna showcase these guys at the end of the u7.5. The astonishing Axmen are living up to their name, and let's get right into it now. This is not for the faint of heart. This is a Kraken level performance. It's been this way. We did some testing from this through the Doom raid to kind of get some ISO insight. And I want to kind of take them up. If you guys know, there was a previous video where I featured the symbiotes at a similar power level doing the same thing. But wait for it. At a higher power level. A lot more ISO investment. And more importantly, all G14 plus. So absorbs a lot of resources. Now this team is anchored by a three-piece, which I think is really important to talk about. It's Beast, Jubilee, and Bishop. And a lot of people ask me, who can I replace Jubilee on the team with? And the short answer is no one. And the long answer is no one. So the idea is they're really anchored by a legendary character. So this is going to be something that I think if you guys are thinking about taking this team up, investing in a team like Pimtech, while Ghost may be the only real prize there, this is the team at the end of that tunnel. So with the sped up rumored, they said that they're speeding up the legendary calendar, you may want to be prepared for this team. And boy, oh boy, you'll see the power levels at the end. You'll also see a little hint at the end of the video about my possibly final ISO recommendations. We're gonna be playing around with them on a lot more scenarios as time goes on, but you can see that he actually goes so fast that he triggers those bleed multiple times. So I am a little worried about them on this node with without a significant power level, but I will say that I've done this node a few times and they punch through it in under 2.5 minutes, which, you know, well, that's pretty fast considering this is the Ronin node, which is largely considered the second hardest node in the raid behind the final boss node. And so u7.5 is Endgame. It is going to be your preparation for getting yourself to the Doom raids. And if you build up this team, you're going to be able to help out your alliance in the mutant section. At this power level, they are also able to solo without any deaths and minimal non-one shots in the Doom lane, including Doom himself, which is a feat in of its own. And so easy down with a Ronin node, 2 minutes 48 seconds, a little bit 12 seconds less than my previous time, but really fantastic. I was amazed, astonished. Their performance was uncanny. I'm caught in their web. It was spectacular. I even borderline say it was fantastic, maybe even incredible. And all those words come to mind when I'm talking about other Marvel characters, but this team is living up to its reputation. Astonishing X-Men just are a powerhouse in Dynamo. So I've been playing around with a couple of combinations. This one, I will tell you, I added a T4 because Beast is not a healer. So we're going to talk about that in the ISO video, why there's going to be some different selections based on power level, because what I did was I had to enlist some additional help from the community because I had brought my team up pretty high and I found they're performing at a very high level, and I think other folks had them performing at differing levels. But the final ISO recommendation, like I said, will be out in another video shortly here, right after I lock these in officially on the video. They will be published in the sheet for you guys to take a look at. And the reason why is because, well, they are needed some investment, and because, you know, a 300k team doesn't perform the same way a 600k team does. We actually were able to take a look and see what they needed to do to get through the raids in that regard. So I am very, very happy with this team. I feel like you know, the team, if you're a newer player and are starting to build towards them for the next time the character comes out, you'll have a legendary character, considering that is probably more reliable than buying the these milestone orbs and hoping to get symbiote Spider-Man, unless you're willing to wail on the offers. So because these characters are, the Pimtech are farmable in the game, and we'll have to see what happened to the rest of this Axmen, but they feel like a significant team. They remind me a lot of the Inhumans when they stepped into the game and broke open a lot of other game modes. So stay tuned for more of that. But they are really just a raid staple. So you'll see that even when things go badly, Beast does get that speed up and can recover quickly. So because Jubilee gives him that speed up when the team gets below the health threshold, that is probably one of the most important abilities. Another key note here, in a big warning, this is important to know, is we'll do this in the ISO and T4 and the team selection build, but there is an issue with the way that the ult for Jubilee is written. You get additional speed when you put the T4 into it, so and speed reduction, and so that's pretty significant. We know that I like to recommend that when folks are utilizing a team. So I think a speed bar reduction, speed bar fill are two of the most important things in the game, and we talked about how speed, kills. Yeah, I know, bad pun, but how that was the big difference. So I actually got behind one of my members. I was hoping to get a one shot at the boss node, but snooze you lose. I didn't wake up in time and was like, all right, I'm gonna get to this raid, gonna pump through, throw some cores at it, get to that final boss node, and like a good alliance mate, he made his best effort to get it done before the time had expired. So we're gonna pop on this last node. Now this isn't the front loaded damage that we're used to seeing. So the question is, I already know that at G14 for red, Bishop was able to take the damage to the face from Captain Marvel and was able to survive. This is the end of the node, and you're just going to watch some of the concerns we have in the team, but more importantly, some of the power. So more importantly, you're going to see the triple taps a lot of time with the striker abilities, the assists. The damage potential from this team is pretty amazing. And so the concern we have is the slows from Iceman. But the thing about it is he isn't the only one applying slows. So you saw it was resisted there. And obviously that is on a JJ. So JJ's present on this node, which I think is probably what kind of sets it off as far as resistance wise. But you'll see every single time he does his slows, you won't see it applied very often. And that is something that, for me, I'm hoping that higher gear level, when he gets to G14 and we put the skirmisher on him, he's able to do. But within a few moments here, this is all but over. And yeah, the node is complete. And this is the final node. These guys have a ton of hit points, kind of like a mini Dark Dimension node when you hit it the first time. u7.5 completed. They are the solution. So we're going to showcase the team here really quickly, just to give you an idea. Now there's a sneak preview of the ISO selections. I'm pretty sure I'm locking these in, but you'll see G15, G14 is a good answer. Level 80 is with a cap. They're well worth bringing up to levels. So level 80 shouldn't be outside of the realm of reason as you're leveling up. And G15, they're both, Jubilee and Bishop are both options in Dark Dimension. Now they're not the best options, but they are good support options because they take mutant gear, and that is something you'll have access if you didn't plan early. Make sure you guys check on our sheet that Frondy has created for you guys. So power level 12 just hit 13 with him. ISO 5, I really want to get on. Remember, ISOs actually start a linear progression at 10% damage, so this isn't too far off max progress character in terms of the 2% value. getting into there will have the extra health. I think that's important to do. Her with Skirmisher, extra focus will help out a ton. But I will say that this team is stripping buffs, adding debuffs. They roll in control. Bishop being that heavy damage dealer, he's just doing so much early damage. And if you're able to get that, secure that extra kill, him as a striker is probably one of the best things. Remember, I do things so you don't have to. That includes, you know, spending all those cores you saw as I progressed through the raid. If you guys want to take a look at previous videos, you guys will see my symbiotes taking on the u7.5 raid. You can compare the power levels and take and decide for yourself which team is superior. Check you soon.